Hey everybody, it's Friday, or no, it's Thursday, August 8th, I think it is. And we're back at the bus. The lightning and thunder is pretty bad. It was crashing right over me a little while ago, like lightning and thunder simultaneous, freaking me out. I ran in the house and now I'm back at it. But so I'm picking up where I left off. I have ripped these Christmas trees out of the holes, and in the cases where these were not aligned, like this one, you could tell it's not damaged from being in a hole. They had tie wraps like this. So these things have their own Christmas tree on them. Those are pretty cool. Wish I had some of those. And I think I'm going to try to find some of those. But so we got all these pulled down and we're going to do some identification. And I was getting ready to just start to peel all the insulation off this and start to yank these guys out. Actually, not this one. These 4 wires are. Two of them go for the clearance light that's on the side of the bus here, and the other 2 go over the top to the other clearance light. So these are going to have to stay. This is 2 pair of wires. One is for the sash indicator and the roof hatch indicator. Hey, look at that bird out there. And yeah, there's some other ones here. I don't even have all these identified. 2 of these are gonna be for the roof strobe light, I'm sure. And then we got the sashes and whatever. But I wanted to show you this. This was a neat discovery that I'm glad I took the time to look at. There's all these plugs here. And my first thought was, dang, I dropped my razor blade. My first thought was that these were just some like optional things that were never a part of this bus, and some of it probably is, because like here's 2 wires, right? I don't know what's inside this thing, but I took the cover off of this just to see what's inside, and it looked like it was just a cap, but actually it's shorting together all these wires. So, right, I'm not sure. Right hand sash, splice. Okay, so I guess this ties in all the sashes. I'm not really sure, left hand sash, okay. So that kind of makes sense that all the sashes are tied together, and if any one of them gets a ground, it's like it turns into 1 wire, basically, somewhere down the line here. So that's fine, but I don't know what this one is. CKT, right? And I haven't tried to pull this cap off. There might be, who knows what's in there. It could be a resistor or a diode or maybe nothing. I don't know. And then there's this big old plug, right? What is this thing? Has it got a label on it? Top arm SPL, stop arm something or other. So this was something that was never connected to anything, because our stop arm is actually right here. This was the stop arm. Body H forward stop arm. So I'm not sure what's going on here, but I'm gonna have to take these off and make sure that, you know, so far everything that I'm cutting off and disconnecting is stuff that's just already been disconnected. Like I unplugged the lights, right? And everything else is working fine. I've got no warnings, no dash engine, computer light problems, whatever. So I'm just taking out the wires of all the stuff that's disconnected. Tail light, the tag light on that side, all these sash things and all the door controls. So far that's all I've done, and that's all I intend on taking out, is all the stuff that's not needed. And you know, this is going to be, you know, vastly smaller disaster, which, you know, it actually looks worse than it is. Most of these are all ground wires. I mean, look at how many ground wires are here, right? And I've already cut out a bunch of them, so, you know, pretty much half of that is ground wires. And to be honest, this loom right here, when it's all said and done, is going to be no bigger than, I'll show you. It'll be no bigger than this right here, because that's all that's coming back here. The air conditioning has, this air conditioner has all its wiring going in separate routes, which, by the way, is something I'm planning on changing. I'm planning on having, instead of these wires going down through the floor, I'm planning on having these wires go across the top with this bundle and go directly into the controls here, or go through the floor over here, to minimize my bundle of stuff that I have to have between these two windows. If I can get this down to these two refrigerant lines and this drain line, I'll be able to contain that in a nicer little package than having more stuff going through it. So that's the dealio. I'll come back to you later. Yeah, it's getting kind of dark. I don't know if you can tell by through the phone here, but I've gotten just about everything ripped out here. These wires go to the marker light that's right behind here, and running together with that was this set of wires for this. Is this the sash? Yeah, right hand sash. There's no way I'm going to be able to rip this out of there without ripping this out of there. And I don't want to take a chance and damage these wires. So these two are going to stay. But I've gotten all those out of there. These two wires here go down to that marker light. That one's staying. So the whole left side is done. They even got the dome light wires out, except this one. I'm yanking on this as hard as I can to break it free from the little clip. There's these things everywhere. And on the other pieces of wire that I pulled out, I could, some of them, the clip, I was able to yank the clip out. I doubt if I'd be able to find one in here to show you, but here you go. There's just some leftover roof insulation. And there's the clip. So the trick to those, like right here, I was yanking on this wire and pulled it this way because they were attached to this rib with one of those clips. And, you know, trying to pull from that side is just pulling it sideways, and I couldn't make any headway. But when I yanked this way, it yanked the clips out of the cross member. So I pulled on that one, I pulled on that one, and then I was able to pull the whole wire out of there. And I did that all the way up here too. But now what I'm seeing, this is kind of interesting. It's a purple wire with a white line together with a white, all the whites are the grounds, okay? When I come over here, right, there's a yellow white, which is the lower marker light right below me. Then there's a green white, which is running over to the other side, and that's the lower marker on the other side. And now I've got two purples and two whites. One of these purples and one of these whites is going there. And then the other one, it's like, well, where is it going? And I think I know what it is. I think there's another wire above this air conditioner for the option of this bus being sold without an extra air conditioner. So I've given this my Boy Scout best yanks, pulling it forward in hopes to dislodge it from probably being attached to this cross member. And as hard as I pull on that, I'm ready to break the wire. And I can't pull on this one unless I lower the AC down, and there might not even be a hole in the skin. So I thought, well, let me just cut them and leave them. But we have a little bit of a dilemma because of the ground wires. I'm going to have to figure out which of these ground wires is the one that we need to keep that ultimately comes over here. And it's a very, very, very easy thing to do. So I have, and hopefully I can remember to do this, I'll put a link and a picture of a digital volt ohm meter that I got off Amazon. I recommend it highly. It's a great meter. It was like 180 bucks or something, which is, you know, hey, that's a big piece of change, but it'll last you the rest of your life, okay? It has an inductive amp probe pickup. So all I'll have to do is turn on the lights, right? And then put the amp probe pickup on this wire, and I'll be able to see amperage when that marker light comes on. Then come over here and one by one put my amp probe over these white wires until I see that same amperage, and I'll know that's the one I need, and the other white wires I can cut. Because I know the other two white wires, the two remaining white wires, one of them is going to go here, and one of them is going to go to what I suspect is that other marker light that was, dome light that was up there, an option. So now I'll just be able to cut those things off up there. And you can't really see, it's really getting dark fast. There you go. It's all these, and these are the ones that run down. So I've just about got all the tape off. Only got a little bit more to go. I'm hoping to get it done before the mosquitoes run me out of here. And then I'll be able to take a look at all these plugs. I've already got this thing figured out. I'm pretty sure that this just ties all the sashes together. So you end up ultimately with one wire going up to the multiplex module to be an indicator for whenever any of the sashes. It's going to be what, 3 sashes on this side? No, there was, yeah, I think there was 3 emergency exits on this side and 3 emergency exits on this side, and then the 2 roof hatches all caused a beeper to sound. And I'll bet you anything, well, there's only 4 wires here, but I'll bet you anything all those are tied together. Oh, here's another one right here. And that one says sashes too. Yeah, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wires, and they're all tied together. 6, 7, 8. And there's probably one more tied in there somewhere that runs from all 8 of those up to the computer, unless there's 2 pair. Or a pair, one wire from each of these plugs may go up to 2 separate circuits to the computer module, whatever you call that damn thing. So that'll be pretty simple. Once I get all this stuff off, I'll be able to identify which of these wires are going that way and just pull them out. Piece of cake, man. Easy peasy Japanesey. Okay, here's another one of those gang plugs, I guess they call it. I don't know what's up with these guys that designed this stuff. But all these wires, it looks like I can't, I'd have to ohm these things out or try to take this thing apart or something, but anyway. It looks like there's 4 sets of 3 that are all shorted together here. And when I look at this, there's 3 whites, 3 browns, and then those are all browns, and it's called something about stop arm. Stop arm. Probably stop arm supply. But these were never hooked to anything. So you know what? I'm gonna, you know, when I cut these into clear down there, they were all the sash window, and what else were they? I think it's a common theme here. The tan, white is always a ground, all right, and then the tan. I think every one of these tan wires has got to do with the warning system. So all these little areas where you can see they've been cut, there's a ground and a tan. Here's some tans. I've already pulled out other ground wires from down here. So these are all have to do with the window sashes and the roof hatch warning. So I'm just gonna, where'd that plug go? Yeah, this thing moved. See right there? Trying to do this with one hand, but there it is, you see? It's 4 gangs of 3 here. So if all those are being tied together, okay, the grounds is easy. I don't know why they're calling it stop arm, because it had nothing to do with stop arm. Guess it's just a mislabeled thing. So right now, this will be the only wires that I'll cut that I don't really know what they are. Not 100% anyway. They were all pulled out from all the way to the back of the bus. The only thing I've been pulling out is the warning stuff. And there's still these 3 right here that I tied with a knot right there that I'm saving for last, because these went to this door switch along with a ground wire. There were 4 wires on that plug, and that plug is in there somewhere if I ever wanted to try to. So I'll just take these out. Ground is easy. I can follow the ground back. Let's see, where'd you go? This one here. Oh, you see? It's not going. There's a bunch of the white wires that are going down in here that I haven't followed those through yet. So I'm assuming that all the whites are grounded, because I've been pulling a lot of white ground wires out of here. You can see where I've been cutting them off one at a time. So, what I'd like to do really is take all this together and wad it up like I've been doing those and all of those individually, 1 wire at a time, and then just throw it off to the side here with the rest of them. These are all the circuits that I'm removing, but I can't pull these out because they crisscross over other wires in here. So I'm kind of at a crossroads. Just go ahead and be bold and cut them, because you know, we might need to have some of those wires connected together in order for there to be no problem with the rest of the system. Let's see what's going on here. So this one wire would be connected to this wire and this wire. So this one wire is just connected to other stuff that went back there. And the white wire just goes to other white wires that went back there. And then, yeah, so, I mean, I got those figured out. I'd have to take this tape off of here and see which of the other ones that are all connected together, which, if every one of these ends up being connected to other wires that are going nowhere, then I know that these have got no purpose anymore. So I think I'll save that for tomorrow. It's getting kind of late. I don't even know what time it is, but it's been dark for a while. So let me put my flippers on, head for the house. It's been pretty, I was really surprised there's no mosquitoes. I guess, you know, I got all the windows shut. I mean, it's pretty freaking hot in here, but because of all the rain, it's cooled off some, so it's not that unbearable. And that's windows closed. That window's, I gotta close that. And these are all closed here. So yeah, I had one window open. Oh, this has got the tarp on the other side of it, so I can leave that one open. This is what my mirror tint looks like from the inside with a light on the inside. Kind of looks like when you're looking at the bus from the outside in the sunlight. I can't see out at all. It's completely, can't see out. If I come over here, yeah, I can see through the windshield. And I could kind of see my neighbor's house over there, but over here I can't even. Well, there's, I guess the tarp might be there. Let me come over here. Oh, I could see some neighbors' lights, but only if I put my head up to the. I can't see shit out there. Over there I could see. Because this window's open. This is just the screen right here. So if you're gonna get window tint, you're not gonna be able to see outside. Camera's doing any justice here. Those are the lights at my neighbor's house. Come over here to the glass, can't see shit.